Welcome to the Midnight Mews. Today I want to ramble about remakes and reboots. So recently there were some rumors about a Princess Bride remake. The internet was very vocal about this being a bad idea. The original is so perfect, just about as flawless as a movie can be. I seriously doubt any remake would ever hold a candle to the original. But so? I mean, let them make it. Let it fail. It's their money. Best case scenario, they actually make a fun movie that holds its own against the original. Most likely scenario, it flops hard, everyone forgets about it in 6 months, and the original remains a treasured classic. There's no downside except maybe to the studio that makes it. I mean, one of my favorite 80s cartoons was Jem. Now, I'd love to tell you that I only watched it because it came on between Bigfoot and the Inhumanoids, but the truth is, I really liked that cartoon. It was truly swell. In 2014, they made a live-action Jem movie. I didn't see it, but by all accounts it was terrible and had almost nothing to do with the cartoon. But guess what? The fact that this film exists didn't ruin my childhood memories one bit. And if your own childhood memories are actually that fragile, you might want to see a psychiatrist. Yes, the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot wasn't very good, but it's not like they stopped selling copies of the original Ghostbusters in favor of the reboot. Remakes are not replacements. The police didn't raid my house looking for my 80s Ghostbusters DVD. If anything, sales of the original movie probably went up when the reboot hit the theaters. It rekindled enough interest in the franchise that people were talking about it again, which may have even been a factor in the conception of the upcoming Ghostbusters 2020 film. Which probably also won't be any good, but at least people are excited for this one. I see movies as filmed plays. Have you ever seen the same play twice, but performed by a different group at a different theater? Did you demand your money back because it wasn't the real cast? When you saw Romeo and Juliet, did you demand they resurrect the original actors who performed it in Shakespeare's time? Personally, I love seeing how different directors and casts handle the same story. I've seen a couple of different productions of Little Shop of Horrors, and I loved seeing how each one handled the complicated props, especially since they had vastly different budgets. With movies, I love comparing and contrasting the various versions, looking at what choices were made, what they decided to leave out, whether the improved special effects adds or detracts from the experience, and so on. Yes, some versions will be better than others. I fail to see how that ruins your childhood memories. In my experience, it enhances them. Sure, the Anne Heche version of Psycho was sort of dull and pointless, but it didn't overwrite my memory of the original, and it makes me appreciate the original that much more. I hear people cry, has Hollywood run out of original ideas? Look at you, thinking Hollywood ever had original ideas. But do you really think the guy who directed the Charlie's Angels movies turned down the next Godfather to do so? I see no evidence that these guys would be cranking out masterpieces if only they weren't wasting their time on remakes. Besides, how often do you see original stories anyway? How many movies have you seen that were really just Die Hard but on a boat or a plane or a train or a spaceship? Aren't remakes at least a bit more honest? So I say bring on the remakes. I want to see a comedy version of Ben-Hur. I want to see the cast of Big Bang Theory perform My Fair Lady. I want to see Star Wars performed in the nude. I want to see a sock puppet version of The Birds. I want to see Peter Dinklage play Atticus Finch. I want to see a version of King Kong performed by chimps with the only human playing the title role. If I don't like the look of a movie, I'll skip it, but I won't cry that it got made. Okay, I'll admit my examples were tongue-in-cheek. I wouldn't actually pay to see any of those except possibly the Star Wars one, if only to see how they handle the disguise themselves as stormtroopers scene. The point is, if you don't like it, don't see it, but also don't whine about it. Some of these movies have actually turned out pretty good, so you never know what remake or reboot you're gonna like. And if you liked this video, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.